Welcome, everyone. So today we're going to get started in a supine position. So lying on your back and your spine and drawing the soles of your feet together. So your knees will hang over to the left and to the right. And you can either come into a Shavasana position with your arms, palms facing up towards the ceiling, or maybe drawing both hands to your belly. Really feeling yourself breathe here. Close your eyes. Tap into the rhythm of your breath. Every inhale, feeling your navel rise up towards the ceiling. Every exhale feeling just like a release, a return back to center. And in this pause that we're taking before we begin moving, before we begin class, using this pause to come fully into yourself. To ground down inside your body. To use this pause with nothing to do, nowhere to go. To just be present. To be here. Maybe feeling the weight of your body pressing into the mat behind you. The back of your skull, your shoulder blades, upper back, your hips and glutes, and the razor's edge of your feet. If your hands are on the floor, maybe noticing how the forearms and the backs of your hands feel. Pressing against the ground. And if your palms are at your belly, feeling the rhythm of your breath, the gentle weight of your hands. And taking this opportunity, this pause to be here. To continually return your mind to your breath. We've got about 5 more rounds of breath. Breathing deeply into your lungs, letting go on every exhale. Now draw both hands to the outsides of your thighs. Use your arms to close your legs just like a book, knees to knees. And then draw your knees in towards your chest, maybe holding onto the kneecaps. And take a few little hip circles here, rolling your thighs maybe first towards each other. Increasing the circles as they go. Until eventually you find your full range of motion in your hips in this position today. And then pausing with both knees pulled in towards your chest. And then reverse the circles, starting out slow, getting a little bit bigger. And then keep your left knee drawing in towards your chest, and then bend your right leg into a half happy baby. You can hold on either to the razor's edge of your right foot, maybe the ankle or your thigh. Staying still here if that feels good, focusing on drawing your knee down towards the floor on the outside of your ribs, or maybe rocking from side to side if that feels nice. Working into your outer hips, massaging your low back, your spine. And if you're rocking, then come back to stillness. Draw your right knee back in towards your chest and extend your left leg up in half happy baby. Once again, taking movement or stillness. Maybe it looks different on this side than it did on the other. As you're ready, coming into full happy baby. Keep drawing your tailbone down towards your mat, maybe even slightly tucking your shoulder blades towards each other underneath you. Keep lifting your sternum up towards the ceiling, relaxing your throat, relaxing the eyes. And then as you exhale, release your feet. Extend both legs up towards the ceiling. We're going to begin to wake up the core, drawing your fingertips up towards your toes. On an inhale, lift your upper back off the mat. As you exhale, lower back down. Inhale, lift up. Try to touch your toes with your fingers. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Just a few more times on your own. Lifting and lowering. Following the thread of your breath. Last lift and lower. This time making loose fists with your hands. Bend your elbows. We're going to work into the obliques. Keep lifting up through your legs, straightening them as much as you can. And then inhale, lift your shoulder blades up off the ground. Punch your right arm outside your left leg. Back through center, and then to the other side. Left arm moves right. Come back through center, and then to the other side. Back and forth, again on your own pace, your own breath. Keeping your upper back lifted off the mat the whole time. Keep drawing your navel back towards your spine. And then even out on both sides. Cross your legs, roll up and down the length of your spine. And then roll over your feet. Come over onto hands and knees, tabletop pose. Taking a moment, we're going to work into cat and cow. Inhaling, lifting your tailbone. Exhaling, rounding the back of your spine up towards the ceiling. Inhaling to cow, drop your belly, press your chest through the gate of your arms. And exhale, roll your spine, crown of your head drops. Take this a few more times on your own breath. Now, if there's any other little movements you'd like to add in here, then please do that. Whether that be moving back into child's pose or maybe stretching out your wrists, taking a few barrel rolls or nodding your head, wiggling it around. Whatever you do, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter if it's a traditional pose or not. All that we are caring about is that we're moving out of our head and what things are supposed to, quote unquote, look like, and move into our body awareness, that intuition, that feeling, that embodiment. Slowly returning to your center as you're ready, but take your time getting there. Once you land again in tabletop pose, this time we're going to extend our left leg and then right leg back for high plank. On an exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Extend your left arm all the way over to the left. Palm will be on the floor next to your mat. Make sure that your wrist is in about the same line as your shoulder. Tent your right fingertips. And then as you exhale, begin to roll over onto your left-hand side. So for now, our right leg is stacked on top of our left. If you would like a little bit more, you'll bend your right knee, plant the sole of your right foot down on the ground behind your left knee. Make sure that your right knee is facing up towards the ceiling. If this feels comfortable and you would like to go just a little bit further, then you can do the same with your left foot, planting the sole of the foot on the ground, left knee facing up towards the ceiling. Make sure that your thighs are drawing towards each other. On an exhale, extend both legs long, stacking right on top of left, and then roll onto your belly. Draw your left hand in, extend your right arm out to the side, and then once again, roll over onto the right side. Staying just like this for maybe a few more rounds of breath. And maybe as you're ready, stepping your left foot down behind your right knee. Maybe you take your right foot down to the ground, both knees up towards the ceiling. But remember, only go as far as your body would like. Only coming to your edge today. On an exhale, extend both legs long down your mat, and then roll over onto your belly. We're going to draw both hands off the mat, tenting your fingertips, elbows up towards the ceiling. As you inhale, peel your chest up off the mat. And then as you exhale, tap your right shoulder down. Look underneath your left arm. Inhale to lift. And exhale to tap. One more time on each side. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, tapping. Back through center. This time it's your left shoulder that taps down. Look underneath your right arm. Inhale through center. And exhale all the way back down. Draw your hands by your low ribs and press yourself back to a child's pose. As you inhale, roll forward into tabletop position. And then extend both your left and then your right leg back to high plank. Lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. And just like how we did with those cat and cows, feel free to move around here. It doesn't matter what alignment your down dog has right now. All that matters is how this feels. Working into your hips, your hamstrings, maybe your low back, your shoulders. Taking the time to slow down and feel. Use your pauses to be present. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, begin to walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. On an inhale, halfway lift to a long, flat spine. And exhale, dive forward. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand, arms sweep up. And then exhale, cactus your shoulders, shoulder blades drawing towards each other. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus. Last time, inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus your shoulders, lift your sternum. On an inhale, both arms up overhead, and then bend your right elbow, hold on with your left hand. So right fingertips come down between your shoulder blades. Keep lifting up through your sternum, lengthening down through your tailbone, feeling how those two opposing actions draws your core stable, nice and tight. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, side bend over towards your left. Don't collapse into your left ribs. Keep lifting up, lengthening through both sides of your body. And inhale through center, both arms up overhead, and then we switch arms. Keep lengthening your tailbone long, lifting your chest up. And exhaling, taking a side bend over towards the right. Inhale back through center, lift your arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift as you inhale. And then exhale, step your right foot to the back of your mat. Tap your right knee down, but keep your right toes tucked under. You're going to tent your fingertips on either side of your left foot. Sinking your hips low, lifting your chest. Think about lengthening your spine as much as you can. And then begin to kick back through your right heel. Feel how that begins to activate and stretch your psoas muscle in front of your hip flexor. As you exhale, plant your palm, your right palm down on the ground. Reach around with your left hand. Hold on to the top of your right foot. On an inhale, kick your foot away. Lift your chest up towards the ceiling. We're going to pause here. So you're on the top of your right knee where the thigh and the knee meets. Sinking your hips nice and low. Keep twisting open, pressing back gently with your foot. And then exhale, release your foot, bring your left hand to the mat. Step back for downward facing dog. This time finding stillness here. Drawing your heels towards the mat behind you. Maybe lifting your toes gently. Your heels never have to come down to the ground. It's just the direction energetically that they're moving. On an inhale, lift your right leg up and back behind you. And as you exhale, step your right foot to the front of your mat. Tap your left knee down. Keep your left toes tucked under. Tenting your fingertips, lengthening your spine, sinking your hips. And then kicking back with your left heel. Take a deep breath in. Stay for your exhale. And then plant your left hand down on the mat. Bend your left knee. Reach around with your right leg, with your right hand, Press back into your hands. Lift your chest up. Keep sinking your hips low, drawing your shoulder blades towards each other on your back. And then exhale, release your foot. Look to the front of your room and begin to step your left foot to meet your right. Inhale to halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, relax the crown of your head, long Uttanasana. On an inhale, fill your lungs, rise to stand, arms sweep up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, draw that energy down through your palms to your heart center. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to dive forward. Halfway lift. And then this time, step your left foot to the back of your mat. Tap your knee down, untuck your toes, lift your arms up overhead for Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Keep reaching up through fingertips, sinking low through your hips. And then exhale, frame your right foot, step back to downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift your left leg. And as you exhale, step your left foot to the front of your mat. Right knee taps down, low lunge. And exhale, come to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. And exhale, dive forward. Rise to stand. And draw hands together at your heart center. Moving through water salutations. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to step your right foot back of the mat, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, bring your hands down, and then cross your left foot in front of your right for down dog with crossed legs. On an inhale, roll forward into high plank, either staying here or lowering your hips down for a version of upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right leg steps. Left knee taps down, arms lift up overhead. As you exhale, frame your right foot. And as you step forward, press your left foot behind your right for forward fold with crossed legs. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to fold back down. Inhale to rise all the way up to stand. And exhale, hands move to your heart center. One more time on the other side. Inhale to lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen, extend your spine. And then exhale, step your left foot back, arms lift up for Anjaneyasana. Frame your right foot, step your right foot in front of your left, crossing your legs in down dog. Inhale to roll forward, high plank, stay here, or sink your hips low if that feels okay on your low back. Exhale, hips up and back. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left leg steps forward. Right knee taps down, arms lift. And then exhale, frame your front foot. Right foot steps behind your left. Halfway lift, extend and lengthen your spine. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand, arms sweep tall. And exhale, draw your hands together at your heart center. Pause here with your legs crossed. Maybe closing your eyes. Feeling how your foundation is shifted. And notice, can you come back to center? Can you balance? Begin to blink your eyes back open, uncross your legs, and bring this big toes to touch. Your heels will be apart just a little bit. Sink your hips nice and low, coming into chair pose. Arms are lifted. Gaze is over the horizon or up towards the ceiling. But keep lengthening your tailbone, drawing your low belly in. As you exhale, drop both hands to your heart center. And then we're going to turn over towards the left, hooking your right elbow outside of your left knee. Press your palms together, lift your chest. Tailbone and crown of your head are moving in two opposite directions. Begin to shift your weight onto your right foot. Rise up onto left toes. Take a deep breath in to prepare. And then as you exhale, step back for warrior two. Arms open up, forward and back. Maybe bending into your right knee just a little bit more. Take a look down. Make sure that your right knee is tracking towards the pinky toe side of your foot. Pausing here. Letting the pose into your body. On an inhale, flip your front palm, take it back, reverse your warrior. And then modified side angle, right forearm to right thigh, left fingertips stretching up towards the ceiling. So we have a whole lot of space in the left side of the body. Let's see if we can find that same amount of space on our right side. You can draw your right hip back, lengthening your right collarbones towards the front of the room. Maybe gazing up at the ceiling if that feels good in your neck. Deep breath in. And then exhale, hands move to heart center, straighten your front leg, bend your back leg, coming down for Skandasana, flying monkey. Either pausing here with your hands at your heart center, maybe testing your balance and your core strength by lifting your fingers forward, palms facing up. Deep breath in. And exhale, fingertips down to the ground, crawl forward into lizard lunge. Left knee taps down to the ground. So we're going to be here for about 7 rounds of breath. Always feel free to stay up on your palms if that feels the best, or maybe lowering down onto your forearms. Just make sure if you lower down, your weight is about even through both arms. And if you're on your forearms, begin to lift back up onto your palms. Tuck your toes underneath you, and then slowly step back to downward facing dog. Maybe taking a moment to wiggle out your hips, move around whatever feels good. And then coming back to stillness. Take a deep breath in, look between your hands. And as you exhale, make your way to the front of your mat, either by walking or jumping. Halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And exhale, forward fold. Rise all the way up to stand, arms lift tall. Exhale, draw that line of energy back to your heart center. Inhale to lift. Exhale to sink low, chair pose. See if you can drop your hips just an inch more. Weight is in your heels. And then both hands move towards heart center. Exhale, reach over towards your right. Left elbow moving outside your right thigh. Keep pressing your palms together. Drawing your shoulder blades together on your back. Lengthening your tailbone away from your crown. And then weight will shift over onto your left toes. Lift up onto your right toes. Take a breath in to prepare. And as you exhale, step to the back of your mat, warrior two. Bending into your left knee. Make over the pinky toe side of your foot. Every exhale feeling Apanavayu, that downward moving energy. Every inhale lifting up through your spine, Pranavayu. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior, take it back. And then as you exhale, move into your modified side angle, forearm to thigh, right fingertips lifting up. And then finding the same amount of length on the the left side, as you have on your right. And draw hands together as you straighten your right leg, bending into your left flying monkey, Skandasana. Pausing here or reaching your arms forward, palms face up. Exhale, fingertips down to the ground. Move forward for lizard lunge. Right knee tapping down to the ground. And again, either staying up on your palms or lowering yourself down onto your forearms, whichever feels better for you today. Lifting back up onto your forearms. Slowly and carefully step back to downward facing dog. Again, taking any little movements that might feel nice to work out your hips. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, walk your feet to the front of your mat. Halfway lift as you inhale. And exhale, fold forward. Rise all the way up to stand. And then draw your hands together at heart center. We're going to come into tree pose next. Shifting your weight into your left leg. First, point your right toes forward and then out to the right. Without using your hands, see how far up you can draw your leg. Make sure that your foot is not on your knee. It's either above or below. Once you have your foot stationed, maybe you use your hands to lift just a little bit more. Tailbone is curling under towards the front of the room almost. Keep lifting up through your spine, through the crown of your head. And then draw your right knee in towards your chest. Reach around, hold the inside of your right foot, coming into dancer. Left arm lifts up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, begin to kick back with your right foot. See how high you can keep your chest lifted. Try not to bow forward. And exhale, bring your right foot down to the ground. Maybe take a moment, shift your weight side to side, rolling out your ankles. And then as you're ready, we'll take that on the other side. Weight shifts into your right leg, palms to heart center. Left toes forward, and then left toes out to the side. See how high you can lift your left leg up your right leg. Maybe using your hands to find a steadier balance once you're there. Finding your drishti, that soft gaze, looking at an unmoving point. that will help your balance. And then left knee draws in towards your chest. Hold on to the inside of your left foot. Right arm stretching up towards the ceiling. Begin to kick your left foot into your left hand, lifting up through your sternum and your toes. And exhale, bring both feet down to your mat. Inhale, lift both arms up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Halfway lift. And then step back to downward facing dog. Coming into half pigeon on your right hand side. An inhale will lift your right leg. And then an exhale will bring your right knee down behind your right wrist, crossing your shin in front of your body. Press your toes into your mat or the floor. Rise up onto your fingertips. Lift your sternum. Maybe lift your gaze. And as you exhale, fold forward, either coming down to your forearms or your forehead. Begin to walk your palms underneath your shoulders, lifting back up. And then sit over to your right hip. Begin to swing your left leg around in front of you. Setting up for Gomukhasana. We're going to hold on to our left ankle, draw it back towards your right hip. So knees are stacked about one on top of the other. And if your left knee is coming up in towards your chest, that's totally fine. That's just where you'll stay today. Feel free to always sit upright if that feels best, maybe closing your eyes or drawing your hands to the soles of your feet. Or maybe beginning to round your spine over your legs, relaxing the crown of your head forward. If you're moving forward, make sure that the weight is sitting in your hips. Your knees still feel nice and light. Inhale to lift your sternum back up. And then exhale, step your left foot down on the mat outside your right knee. Now you can always bring your right leg out in front of you or keep your heel by your left hip. Bring your left hands behind you. Lift up through your spine and exhale, twist open towards your left. On your next exhale, return back through center. Swing both legs around behind you, coming down onto your belly. Moving into Bakasana frog pose. We're going to bring our left arm in front of us at about a diagonal. Bend your right knee, reach back with your right hand, hold on to the top of your foot. So you can either bring the top of your hand to the top of your foot with your fingers facing your knees, or maybe rotating around so your fingers face the front of the room. Your elbow will lift up towards the ceiling. Pressing down through your pubic bone, lifting up through your sternum, drawing down through your heel. Your heel will be moving towards the outside of your right hip. Exhale, release your hands and your foot. Bring your hands by your low ribs. Press up into downward facing dog. Taking all of that on the other side, left leg lifts up. And exhale, step forward into half pigeon. Left knee comes down behind your left wrist. Shin crossing in front of your body. Lifting up through your fingertips first. And then exhale, folding forward, coming down to whatever degree feels good for you today. Begin to walk your hands underneath your shoulders, lifting your chest up. And then sitting over onto your left hand side, swing your right leg around, coming into Gomukhasana. Right heel moving towards your left hip, stacking knees one on top of the other. Either sitting upright or beginning to fold forward if you tried that on the other side. Lifting back up, and then stepping the sole of your right foot down on the floor next to your left knee. Lifting up through your sternum, right fingertips move behind you. Begin to twist open towards your right. Exhale back through center. Swing both legs back behind you, lowering down onto your belly. This time, right arm crosses in front of you. Bend your left knee, reach around with your left hand, coming into Bekasana, frog pose. Release your hand, release your foot. Press back up, downward facing dog. This time coming forward to sit, either by jumping or walking your feet forward. Extend that right leg forward, bend your left knee, sole of your foot comes to your inner right thigh. Inhale to lift your arms up, and exhale to fold forward. On an inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold back down. Let your next inhale rise you back up to a seated position. Extend your left leg, draw your right knee, right sole of your foot to your inner thigh. And inhale will lift you up, and exhale, fold you forward. Once again, lifting halfway, lengthening your spine. And exhale, relaxing back down. Inhale to lift back up. And step the soles of both feet onto the ground and slowly lower down all the way to your spine. Maybe finding a little bit of core work there. Once you're lowered down, soles of your feet together, knees off to the left and to the right, palms face up. Take a moment to tuck your tailbone underneath you, draw your shoulder blades closer. Maybe tuck your chin just a millimeter. Closing your eyes. Coming back to your breath. Feel free to stay just like this for Shavasana. Or if you'd prefer, begin to extend your legs long down your mat, ankles as wide as your mat, relaxing your hips, relaxing your throat, that space between your eyes and your jaw. Taking this pause once again to return to your breath. Return to the safety and the strength of your body. Begin to invite a deeper breath back into your lungs. And welcoming a little bit of movement by wiggling your fingers and your toes. Rolling your wrists and your ankles. Maybe rocking your head from side to side. Maybe on your next inhale, you'll stretch your arms up overhead, reaching from fingertips down to toe tips. And exhaling, circling your arms back down towards your hips, stepping the soles of your feet to the ground, and then rolling over to your right side, using your right arm as a little pillow. Pausing once again. Our asana or posture practice is done. But you have this feeling of being embodied, of being grounded. You always carry this with you. You have the tools to return here. And breathing that knowledge in deeply. Begin to press your hands down into the mat, using your arms to lift yourself up, sitting in any way that feels comfortable. Drawing both hands to your heart center. And inhale will lift your sternum to meet your thumbs. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Thank you so much. Namaste.